Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about The Haunted Mansion 2023. So, before we head into our thoughts and feelings on the 2023 adaptation of Haunted Mansion, I guess some spoilers. I don't really have a lot of spoilery things to talk about, but just in case, there might be some spoilers that pop up. So, Stephanie, how did you feel about the 2023 new version of The Haunted Mansion?
I think I liked it. Mm-hmm. It was far different.
Very different.
From the first one. I guess too, we should say, disclaimer, we love the whatever year that Haunted Mansion came out. We love that Haunted Mansion.
I really love the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. That might be a strong opinion. But yeah, I really like that one.
But I think I liked this one. And it had a completely different story. So it wasn't like, it's not a complete copycat, and it had completely different characters, but also this had way more references to the Haunted Mansion ride, which made it fun, because then you'd be like, oh,
this movie was definitely its whole different thing, because I was worried about it just maybe being too same. But yeah, I mean, with the Eddie Murphy version, I mean, that's very family focused and family oriented. Plus you have that love story there going on with Elizabeth and Mr. Gracie, you know, and Mr. Gracie is not even in this movie. He's like just a random ghost kind of flitting by, and that's about it, you know. So yeah, it's like the other movie definitely had its whole other thing that was really focused, and this movie, what would you say was kind of one of the more thematic things kind of with this movie? Because it definitely more this notion of death and grief and moving on from that grief,
like coming to terms with stuff, but maybe also not fearing it. Because
like the main character played by Lakeith Stanfield, once again, I guess we'll get into some spoilers here. You know, we find out that the lady that he meets at the very beginning of this movie, that at some point she died.
Did they say what?
I can't remember, but she died, and you know, he had his whole life ahead of him, and like he was very smart, intelligent man. What was he, an astrophysicist or something like that? Something like that. And you know, he had so much going for him, and then his wife dies, and he just completely drops that whole part of his life, and he just comes to this stalemate. You know, so you have that character, what Lakeith Stanfield's character is going through, and then on the other end of the equation, you know, you get that big reveal kind of near the end that Rosario Dawson and her son, that her husband died, you know. And so you have these characters who are kind of dealing with their grief, and you know, those levels, you know, those aspects of death. You know, what is it, the 7 levels of death, or what is it called? I can't think. The 6, whatever they are. You know what about, like bargaining, anger, resentment, or moving on, or whatever. I can't even think what that thing's called. But so yeah, I think the movie's kind of dealing with that, like those levels of grief that you go through. You know, I did like the characters in this. There's definitely, I think, more. You know, I think there's kind of more.
Yeah, because whereas the other one was just like, here's the family, and then here's the few people,
and you never leave the Haunted Mansion. You know.
Yeah, that was very weird to me. Yeah, that they kept going back and forth
out of the mansion in this movie.
Yeah, it was just
because then they go to a whole nother. They went to like a whole nother place. That other mansion.
Oh yeah.
You know, they go to that whole other mansion kind of near the end of the movie. So it's like, the action of this movie is kind of all over the place in some ways. But yeah, I like the characters for the most part. I like Lakeith Stanfield and Rosario Dawson. Jamie Lee Curtis is a blink and you'll miss Madame Leota, I feel like. You know, because in the Eddie Murphy movie, you know, Madame Leota was a big pivotal character. You know, she was part of a lot of the action going on. She's kind of, Madame Leota in this is just kind of very, very briefly in some ways. We got Owen Wilson. I really liked Owen Wilson. I think Owen Wilson was my favorite. Oh God, Tiffany Haddish.
Oh God, yeah.
Dear God.
She's so funny.
I don't think I've ever seen Tiffany Haddish in anything.
I feel like No.
I don't think I've ever seen her anything, but
we know her, but we've never seen her.
Yeah, I know her by name, so I wasn't sure how she was going to be in this. But oh man, I love that character, the medium or whatever she was.
Mm-hmm.
She had the best comedic line. Like her and Owen Wilson together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had the best comedic lines and moments. You know, because then you have like Rosario Dawson, Lakeith Stanfield off to the side, like like exasperated with these two. You know. We got Jared Leto as the Hatbox Ghost. Is that what he was called?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it was Jared Leto, I didn't see Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm. Or hear him.
It's like, what's the point of getting Jared Leto?
Why for somebody who's going to be CGI and who you're reshaping their face anyway?
Yeah, the Hatbox.
It's kind of weird.
That was kind of the weird thing for me. The Hatbox Ghost just looked nothing like Jared Leto, sounded nothing like Jared Leto. It's like, why
exactly like the thing on. Right.
It's like, why exactly get Jared Leto?
Yeah.
You know, because unless you see those opening credits go by and it says, oh, Jared Leto,
you're just going to think a random person voiced him and...
Yeah. But still, I mean, a nice different role for Jared Leto, you know.
Yeah.
What was there? Yeah, the Hatbox Ghost, he was a great villain. I did like him as a villain. You know, totally different from Terrence Stamp's version in the other movie. You know, because you do get that more twist reveal there with like Terrence Stamp. You know, like he's just the elderly butler and just doing Mr. Gracie's doing and bidding. Because you think Mr. Gracie is a villain in that movie, but then you get that nice little twist and reveal that Terrence Stamp's character is the villain. You know, he's the one kind of doing things. Yeah, you never expect the butler. So yeah, this movie kind of had a more firm thing. Like, yeah, the Hatbox Ghost is your villain, I think. You know, yeah, you had mentioned earlier that this movie definitely has way more references to the actual Haunted Mansion ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, the first movie, Eddie Murphy's movie, definitely had its shout-outs and Easter eggs. Mm-hmm. But, like, this movie had way more. And, like, just really nitpicky things, too. You know, like, oh, I recognize that stupid thing. Mm-hmm. You know? Because if you've been on that ride as a million times like we have, it's like you're going to pick out every single little thing. That was really fun. Mm-hmm. You know, like even just random ghosts in the background.
Yeah.
Just a wallpaper.
Mm-hmm. The floating candles.
Yeah, floating candles. Like just itty bitty stupid things. Mm-hmm. You know, even like lines of dialogue or something. God, I wish. You know, this is 2 Haunted Mansion movies now, and I really like the character of Constance. You know, she's just in that quick part of the ride.
Was she in this one?
Yeah. Okay. There's just, you know, there's a really quick part of the ride you're going through and you find out that this lady has decapitated all of her husbands. You know, it's just a really quick part of the ride, but I love that part with all the husbands. And yeah, because she wasn't in the first movie at all, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she is in this movie for a little bit. It's like, I want a whole movie just on her, you know. Killing all the husbands.
That would be the like super horror movie.
Yeah, that'd be the R-rated version of Haunted Mansion that we all want. Where people are getting killed and decapitated. Do you have any other thoughts about Haunted Mansion? I really don't have much else to say. I mean, it's very standard. You know, it was enjoyable.
It's just a fun movie.
Yeah, it was
one of those movies that if it's on TV, you can probably just turn to.
On,
like the other Haunted Mansion.
It was nice.
Plenty of times we just flip to it.
It's nice to watch for Halloween.
Yeah.
You know. Likable characters and I think really genuinely nice humor. I mean, we laughed out loud.
Again, for me, like, which one's better? Mm-hmm. 1 or 2? I can't fairly say, but I would probably say the Eddie Murphy one would be my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Eddie Murphy one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
That might be controversial.
Yeah. I know liking the Eddie Murphy version is very controversial.
I don't know why.
Me and a coworker at work today were actually talking about Haunted Mansion, and she was like, "Oh, I hated that Eddie Murphy version." I was like, "I liked it." So Stephanie, if you had to give this version of Haunted Mansion on a scale of 1 to 10 Mickey ears, what would you give it?
Ghosts. Mickey ghosts.
Mickey ghosts.
7.5.
I was gonna say about a 7. Yeah, I was gonna say about a 7 for me as well.
Not that I disliked it.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah. Haunted Mansion 2023. Enjoyable, fun, laugh out loud, great cast of actors. I think they used everybody pretty well. You know, I mean, Jared Leto was questionable, and I wish they had. I mean, they had freaking Jamie Lee Curtis and barely did anything with it, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, everybody else I liked.
Yeah, the other people made up for the misuse of others.
So yeah, is that it? Yep, I guess that's it. That's it for our thoughts and feelings on The Haunted Mansion 2023. In the comments below, have you guys seen this version of The Haunted Mansion? How'd you feel about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you hated it, that's okay. Just let us know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.